Guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training with Zumi, and our relationship is growing slow but sure. Now she says, I love you now. I love you. Yes, I do. Get my face down on hers when she was going after my face so much when we first started our situation with the aggression. So what we're doing now is we're growing our relationship, but I'm going to take her into town, I think, today, depending on how she does with the muzzle. You know, you got to remember that the muzzle was just a protection for me when she came in. So the muzzle being slapped on her, her not being conditioned into the muzzle with a nice, slow, steady progress, teaching her putting the nose in it and having a little bit more of a positive association towards the muzzle, she's probably going to have a negative association. We might have to take a couple days just to get her in the muzzle. I don't want her going out and just be constantly so into that muzzle that it distracts her away from what we're really concerned with. Yep. So we've got some basics going. She understands the food's going to be in my hand now. Yep, she's following lure. See how she's right into the target hand? So that's what we need for our first behavior loop, is her coming into her, up, good girl, good, and being happy about pattern and routine. She now knows what's going to happen when she gets on these bowls and on this table and all that. That's what we want. And she's got a semblance of click means food's coming, right? And then to watch this hand, they really are, see, look at the head. Down. Good. Good. So I want to keep the same lessons. Notice I tucked it back in underneath her, so she has to tuck back into it. I've got the mic now, so we're good. Trying to make sure that we don't yell. I've been talking so loud trying to get my voice to kind of carry to the mic on the phone. It's going to be, just take me some time to get used to not yelling. So if I do yell and get a little bit high in my attitude with my voice and everything, realize, good girl, it's coming from the fact that I did it for few weeks there without a mic, probably a few months. Down. After my other Bluetooth mic, which was the same design as this one, it plugs in the bottom of the phone. They work great. They're really easy and functional in a live set routine. In other words, setting up a film team and everything. Nope. Good, good. Zumi. Down. Nope, nope. She's following hand real well. I like that. So we have that. Down. Good. There you go. I'm going to put in the word because she's going down so well. She understands what that movement means, right? Sit. Good, good, good. There you go. Zumi. Nope, nope. Good, boy, she's intent on the hand today. That's good. What does that tell you? I need to start doing things with my left hand, not just my right. I teach target hand in the beginning, Zumi, yep, where she comes into this hand. So that body motion is really something they see. Remember, dogs are really keen on movement and anything. They'll track your hands, your facial expressions, everything. They know how you feel before you do, okay? Because they're so used to watching body language and they're so in tune with it, right? And so that human aspect of things, them being genetically predisposed to be man's best friend and having this whole, certain breeds are very keen on it. A lot of herding breeds, and this is a herding breed, Australian Shepherds, all the herding class, they're very much more in tune with voice tone and body language than other dogs, okay? Example would be the opposite spectrum would be a basset hound. I mean, how prone is he to really watch you will, sure, but you get my point. The herding breeds have been bred to do a job, and they have to be in tune with their handlers that are a long way away when they're going after the sheep or the herding the cattle or whatever it may be. They have to be able to take direction and be very keen on sound, right? With whistles, whatever it may be, and voice tone and body language, and being aware of cues coming from me to tell them what to do from a long distance away, right? So that's been bred into the animal. It's a part of what makes this dog, his genetic stamp, her genetic stamp, be very receptive to training if you understand it all the more so. I think I've told you stories of my first dog, an Australian Shepherd cattle dog mix, Princess. I was 12 years old when I got her, and I was doing nothing but experimenting and learning by doing and understanding the wiring of a dog, the hardwiring of a dog. And then I started getting into experiments to learn and grow with it, which was, how many words can a dog learn? How many words can be tailored into the hand signals for voice tone and hand signals? And all that stuff was very, something I was really heavy into, right? So it taught me an awful lot. I didn't have anybody to teach me. I was doing it, working dogs and going out and training people's dogs that were friends of mine. They were trying to be nice to a child, right? Yep. And then their dogs benefited from me doing that. And then at 16, I went out and got a job with a professional training firm, and actually for 2 years was working with them, giving distinct classes: heel, sit down, stay, come, and finish. And I had to learn it verbatim for the lecture format that the gentleman that owned the business had. He was military, so he taught me how to wrap my leash, exactly where my hands needed to be, motor movements and things like that most trainers don't get taught nowadays. They learn it by doing, maybe, but I mean, I have a very specific way of teaching, if you ever were to work with me, that really goes into motor movements on the leash, which your timing, right? Because if you have to think about it as it's happening, you're late, right? You have to think 2-3 steps ahead and know what's going to happen before it does. Expect the unexpected, expect the expected, whatever it may be, right? Now she's stepping really well, and she understands what that means. And I had my hand up here. I didn't have it here where I bent it back. See how I bent it in the beginning? I started it by bending the head and doing that. Well, now she knows it, so I can start getting away from that a little bit. I don't have to help her as much. We want to reduce our help so that she starts to learn she can do it on her own, and she gets her good. And I will start to try to get her to bend without me having to push with my body. And that's what we want to do. We want to phase away from that and grow the dog as quick as we can so she doesn't get stuck. Good. Ah, good girl. Good. Here you go. Good girl. So I want to see if I can get her to bend without me pushing into her, without the spatial pressure, right? Yep. Good girl. Good girl. She figures out fast. She's a fast learner. And I'm going to make her go all the way to my front. Yes, good girl, and then jackpot. Yes, girl, good girl. Yeah. So we're going to see a whole different dog. We built our relationship. We've got through our bonding. She's doing real good with that. And now we're going to try to see if I can get her into a muzzle in a short fashion and turn it into a more of a positive. So let me get my muzzle real quick. Good girl. Good girl. Come here. Nope. And see if I can start getting into her muzzle a little bit and get her to grab the food out of the muzzle. Good girl. Muzzle. Good girl. Nope. Come on. Muzzle. Hey. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Take it right off her head. Don't leave it on. Make it a positive association. So all she's doing is diving my little couple, 2-3 pieces right here into my hand. And I'm going to try to do the luring with the muzzle. Good girl, good. There you go. Oh, I dropped him on the ground. That's not good. Good girl. I want him in so that when she goes in, good girl, good. There you go. Good girl. And that's as small as it needs to be in the beginning, guys. We'll just keep doing this. And I usually use the word right away. Muzzle. Good girl, good. Good girl, good. And then associate it with that movement of her diving into the muzzle for the food. Notice what I'm doing. I'm putting it on my hand and then showing her that it's going to be there. Good girl, good. There you go. And letting her pull her head out when she wants to, and just keep it a game. And I can also do the same thing with my target hand here. I can do it with the muzzle. So watch this. Muzzle. Good. There you go. Good. Backward motion. Same type of thing. Coming into my hand, coming into the muzzle will cause her to want to dive into it a little bit more, right? So I want her to do it on her own, understand what the word means, and then I'll start increasing my longevity, how long it stays on the head, and then how I put these straps overhead, and we'll just break it down in pieces. Very slowly build it until we got a finished behavior, which is her holding until I can put on the muzzle, right? Now this is the old muzzle. So it's the Baskerville, but when they first came out, they had this little clip, and they had this on the muzzle, and then you put that into that little hole right there and then strap it in. And now they've got newer ones that they've done, and they've changed the design where it's got a nice little clip and no longer has the possibility of falling off and having to put this little thing into the hole on the, right? This is old. This is their first design. And now they've got the new straps that I like a lot because it makes it a lot more functional for me as a trainer to put on the dog's head, right? Good girl. That's my girl. Good. Now they can hear me, so I don't have to yell. Yeah. Up. Good girl. Good. Muzzle. Good girl, good. There you go. That's all we need. Just short and sweet. Let her grab that food and say the word and bounce away a couple times with it coming into me, like, almost like the target hand. We're trying to create behavior. Good girl, good. Muzzle, good girl, good. That's a girl. Yes, good. There you go. Good girl, good. And then she can pull her head out, and it's almost like how I do with the crates. Put them into the crate, doors open, and they can come in and out at their leisure without forcing the dog to have to stay in there. Baby steps. Take your time. Always too fast, never too slow. If you take your time, you end up with a emotional response from the dog that's positive, right? If you had to force it on the dog, think about where the dog's emotional state of mind. They're going to struggle. They're going to fight. And that's not what you want when you're trying to work with a muzzle or the crate or anything like that. We want it to be positive. So we start that way. Always too fast, never too slow. Take your time. Break it down into small little puzzle pieces that you slowly build up, right, to the finished product. Right? It's like when you put a puzzle together, you're sitting there and you have to work the corners and you slowly, and then when you get done, you stand out and you look at it and you go, wow, what a pretty beautiful picture. But how long did it take you to build that puzzle, right? Same thing. Not much different. Good girl, Muzzle. Good, Muzzle. Good girl. Good. There you go. Good girl. Good. There you go. Good girl. Yep. All right. That's good enough for the muzzle stuff. Yeah. I think we're pretty much done with this session. Short and sweet. We grabbed a couple sweet spots for her today, which was basically reaffirming coming into the hand, following the lure. Yeah, yes, good girl, good. Up, good girl, come on. Yep, come on. Yes, good girl, good. Using my voice tone to reaffirm the positive and the negative, right? My chastise tone, gas and brake, right? I'm doing it on purpose so that I have that tool to be able to use in my tool bag, which is my voice. A lot of trainers, I don't know why they don't want you talking to your dog or doing things in your voice and that kind of thing. You can train a dog without that, but why wouldn't I give myself every benefit of everything that a dog communicates? Body language, voice tone, all these things that the dog picks up on. Why wouldn't I want to increase the quality of all that and have them in my tools in my tool bag to be able to work with the dog so that I can get concepts across to the dog of things that I want the dog to do? It's nothing more than communication. How do you communicate with a dog? You communicate with your voice tone, your body language, all kinds of things that we use, right? So we'll show you more. This weekend's class is tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. My group's going to be up there, and we're going to just cover exactly what I've been talking about. It was no, good, and yes. Yep, good girl, good. So we'll be doing the same type of thing in the class, letting each student come over and try to get them on the table, using the food. Good. Good. Nope. Good. I like her excitement. I like where her head's at. It shows that she's over that nervous. Nope. Good. Good. Nope. She's not willing to be clocked yet. That's what I'm looking for. Is she going to settle down? The energy level, right? She hasn't learned to chill out here, and she has to, and that's why I'm going to start doing the distraction bit, the bouncing away. Good with the pauses. Teach her to wait. She's got to learn to wait. That impulse control is so important, and you see me weaving impulse control into everything I do. Nope. Good. Good. And notice the pauses. The pause is probably the most important thing of all this, that she's learning to wait. Good girl. Good, Zumi. Good, Zumi. Yep, good girl. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Zumi. I think I'm going to do a little bit more work with the muzzle today and then take her tomorrow. I need to get her into the muzzle in a positive way. Come on, up. So she's not totally constantly fighting on that muzzle. She's got to have some movement and ability to go when her head goes into the stress of dealing with outside environment. Right away, she's going to want to go to the muzzle and be yanking on it. We've got to get her to not do that as much as we can, right? She has to have her head in the game instead of being worried about this. Good girl. Yep. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Zumi signing off.